To understand the weird 0 to 14 numbering system of the pH scale, we need to use scientific notation, moles, and logarithmic functions. Scientific notation helps write numbers without having to write all the zeros, but we cannot possibly count all the molecules. We can figure out how many there are by an object's mass, which is the connection between weight measured on a scale and the number of molecules. Avogadro's number becomes an important number to connect molecules to mass. It is like a dozen, which means you have 12 of something, like a dozen eggs or a dozen gummy bears. Avogadro's number doesn't care what you have, but you have to have a whopping 6 times 10 to the 23 of them. If you have that many, it is called a mole. You can have a mole of hydrogen ions, hydroxide ions, water molecules, or those blind worm-eating moles that live in the ground. As long as there are 6 times 10 to the 23 of them, you have a mole. Avogadro's number is so gigantic that 1 mole of sand would cover the entire Earth 17 centimeters deep. That is a big beach. A mole of sand could cover the Earth. How much volume does a mole of water fill? A lake, a pool, a tub, or a small cup? Water molecules are millions of times smaller than a grain of sand. 1 mole of water is only 18 grams, so it only fills 18 milliliters of volume, which is barely enough to drink. If we toss between 55 and 56 moles of water into a beaker, we will have 1 liter of water. This is important because we can dissolve things like sugar in water by mixing it until the pieces become too small to see. If we mix 342 grams of sucrose sugar in 1 liter of water, we will have 1 mole of sugar dissolved in the water, which means there are 6 times 10 to the 23 sugar molecules hidden in the water. Although we cannot see hydrogen ions like we can see sugar crystals, scientists know that just 1 gram of hydrogen ions in a liter of water will provide 1 mole of H+. Similarly, 17 grams of invisible hydroxide ions will make 1 mole of OH- in a liter of water. Now we have everything we need to add chemical compounds that change the pH level and the color of cabbage juice. For a free lesson plan about color changing cabbage with self-correcting quizzes, go to oinkidoacademy.com. See you in the future.